you know, upper echelon of corporate people, I'm
I
sure, are
understand. They're
Christians.
just abusing
Yeah.
religion.
No,
They're
but the thing is,
No,
spinning
they're
it.
not
it's
really
not.
Christian. They really they're into making money, but they push
Yeah.
I
the
know.
fact that they're good American Christians, so the
But they're
stupid
not,
people
though.
will elect them.
I know,
Mhm.
but that has nothing to do with
Okay,
the
and
belief
that's
in God
immoral from the
causing
top
this.
to the bottom. No, but
Strix
if
is also
religion
right.
and the belief in God didn't exist, this wouldn't be a
I'm not
problem
saying
that
he's
could be
not right.
used against the people.
I think it could have been anything. I don't think it had. I don't think it's the belief in God that causes all this. I think it's
No,
just the
but
fact
why do
that
you think? Why do you
I
think
think. All
kings?
right.
Why do you think the
Easy,
Pope?
easy,
Why do you?
easy on the
No, I'm
easy on
just
the
saying.
volume
Okay,
level,
okay,
Strix.
okay, okay.
Wait, let me
Jesus
Sorry.
finish.
God.
I understand what you're saying. It's
I'm just saying. Why do you
because
think?
religion
And take turns.
happened
Take
to get
turns. Come
all
on.
the power in early civilizations that were just we ended up with this structure in our
Culture.
And you don't
current
think it's
yeah.
wrong?
This culture.
Oh no, I think it's wrong.
And
Hell yeah. I
well,
just
you got.
think
There's also the
I
fact that
think the
there's.
belief in God causing this,
Mhm.
I don't think it's a necessary cause. I think it's just how it
Okay.
happened to turn out.
So what I mean, but the belief in God in one way or another is going to end up like that. Like, what's the point of the belief in God
No, no,
if
I understand in some ways it led to this, but it's not necessary that it had to cause this. It could have been something else that took the place of
dude, there's many
religion.
factors, but that's one of them is what I'm saying, and it's not helpful, and that's why I'm
But
saying like
one thing we ultimately need to all agree on is the what
It's just
ifs are what ifs, and we live in the world we live in, and we need to accept the facts of this world, and the fact
exactly, and
that there
that's
and the fact that there is another world, you know, of upper echelon fucking millionaires and billionaires, you know, who if the world ends, you know, just like that movie 2012, we're all gonna die, and they're probably gonna have a safe place to go.
it could have been all about science and they would still find a way to spin it to idiots.
I don't know, man.
no,
Science is a
because
little
if it
bit
was science,
more.
science is about the
Science is a
betterment
little
of
bit more
all.
fundamental and
Why do you think
provable.
science is about the betterment of all?
Yeah.
You're
To a
still
large
humans
degree.
though.
To a large degree. I mean, the only things I could think of is where science was used in a bad way in the majority of technology being pushed forward was men finding better ways to kill one another. And
Mhm.
that's a lot of technology in science has been based off of that, from the metallurgy, finding bronze or copper into bronze and bronze into tin and tin into, I mean, not tin, into iron and then iron into steel to
Yeah.
create better swords and armor to
And
kill each
and then
other.
titanium and everything
You
else
know,
I
eventually
think
too.
it had
and
a couple
All
more
the alloys.
you
poor
know,
effects on humanity.
all yeah, in other things, but as a majority, science directly through scientists' mind have been to educate people to create a clear image of reality and to help people live easier, to feed more people, and to do things like this. You know,
I
so
understand that, but it's also human nature that people are going to, you know,
so
abuse power.
but all I'm saying is if more people, then they're immoral and bad. That's what I'm saying. There is bad and good, in the world, and but it has to do with people. It doesn't have anything to do with sin or the devil or anything like that. What's bad and good is people. You
It's
know,
it's all on
and
how their moral is.
yeah, and if somebody is gonna
It's just
subject
the way you were
a
trying to
group of
paint
people,
this was that it was God, the belief in God, that caused all this crap.
no, it's a contributing factor.
Yeah, heavily.
Yeah, but it's
I
not.
think we could all agree on that.
Contributing factor, and any contributing factor that can be nipped in the butt culturally by teaching your children and everything else the right way to go about things, to put faith
Strix, I
in.
need you to come and give me smoke. Meet me around this island,
Okay,
please.
Roger.
I don't think a belief in God is a right or a wrong thing.
I think it can lead to wrong things, so it's
My
not even
smoke
worth.
failed me, Strix.
It's okay. It's not worth putting any kind of
That's the
Okay,
anything.
thing. I
start
don't
laying it.
believe.
Start laying it. Start laying
I
it.
mean,
Oh my fucking god! I got chipped there.
there's
It's
no cause for it, reason for it. Why believe in it?
Pop it, pop it, pop it, pop it, pop it.
I'm
Thank you.
popped. Drive
Okay,
towards me.
yeah, thank you.
Turn.
I didn't realize. I didn't
I
realize.
well, what the fuck?
No. I didn't realize you popped it when I asked. Sorry.
That's the thing, though. I don't believe
You
that.
weren't driving towards me though.
I was.
Kind of.
Kind of.
I
Okay.
just think that's how it happened in our world. Is that it just happened that the belief in God caused religion and
What
stuff like
happened
that.
is
It could have been
no,
like other
people,
institutions.
people in power pushed it out to the masses as much as they wanted through organized religion because it was a way to control masses of stupid people and tell them how to be good and live at the ultimatum of burning or whatever it might be.
Dying in hell,
Or
yeah. Condemned in hell forever.
and there were no forensics. A dude could walk into his neighbor's house and smash his face in with a hammer, walk back to his house and say, "Oh, I didn't know, man, that's a shame," and nobody could prove anything otherwise. So he had to have the ultimatum of burning in hell or whatever else in order to maintain some kind of civil order amongst the masses.
Correct. I agree
You know,
with
and
that.
ultimately, since we're talking about morals, people as a whole, like the majority of people, are good and have a conscience and can sense this thing because biologically, we're not all sociopaths with chemical imbalances. You know,
That would be horrible.
We're not Suicide Squad.
So yeah, naturally, as history goes on, things are going to get better. Human societies are going to become more civilized and learn things. But really, I mean, only science is helped. And at one degree, you know, religion did serve a purpose, but mainly to push the people in power's agenda. Why do you think there's a King James version of the
I know,
Bible?
I understand that, but I think it could have been other things. It just happened to be religion, is what they
It was
used
the people in
to push
power
it.
used religion
Yeah, I
because
know,
it
but they
could be
could have used
widely
other things, I
preached and
think.
it sounded good and moral,
They could
so
have
it
used
was
other
widely accepted.
ideas besides a belief in God.
Well, the other idea that they push is the freaking love of money and the need of money and how everything's based off of money. So, you know, naturally we have the survival instinct and it makes these people selfish, greedy criminals. The more money they get, the more power they get, the richer they can become, and blah blah blah. And
Money is
whatever
power.
else. You know, it's like
The more corrupt you are, more likely the more powerful you'll become.
you know, like just I don't know, man. Oh, fucked.
Is a little bit.
That's why I think if more people were highly educated in the sciences and history and culture and as a whole, like, you know, the whole world would benefit from it, whereas everybody is so focused on cultural differences, how different their religions are, how physically different they are, or whatever.
Yeah, color
I
of the
just think it
skin.
would have been cultural things, not necessarily
Like,
religion, that would have always, like, people would have always found ways to divide themselves.
yeah, but
I don't think it's
then
religion's
if
fault,
you're
necessarily.
educated though and you understand species and
Oh,
history
yeah,
and
education's
anthropology to a
great.
level,
I'm not saying
King-
that.
King-
you could look at a
King, do you
person
speak
and
any other
understand they're a
languages by
person.
chance? Do you speak
Nope,
any other
not
language?
fluently.
Okay, yeah, me neither. But I was just gonna bring up the fact that, you know, parents that educate their kids and, you know, encourage them to learn another language. Like I knew a kid who was fluent in Spanish and fucking French. You know, like how lucky could you get? I don't know. I don't know. In my mind, that's pretty fucking lucky. But I mean, the world opens up to you, the places you can go, the people you can talk to and meet. You know, you're not
You can
ignorant. You're not
also
afraid of other races
the-
and cultures.
It
You
can
know,
also
you.
divide people too if you learn like
Yeah.
for
True.
instance the net. A lot of people don't understand how easy it is. Like sure, it brings people together, but it also divides people like crazy.
The problem
Well-
is, there's always gonna be a way people are gonna
To-
like divide
To isolate
themselves.
yourself.
Yeah, like there's
There's
always,
gonna be a way.
for some reason, it could be the stupidest way, and people will find a way.
Like with the internet, sure, it makes it
But
really
through
easy to communicate with other people.
education alleviates that
Careful, Strix.
to a large degree. Oh,
There's
I'm
plenty
careful,
of
bro.
educated
pop out and
people that
get
are
lights.
also still pretty crazy.
Yep.
Oh, I
I'm,
know
I'm
that.
not in a
but,
position. I'm not in a position
as a
to back you up.
majority. As a majority, and as you see in large populated areas with higher education levels, such as New York, you know, that's Washington, Seattle, California, it creates, you know, more accepting, liberal, educated viewpoints, not bigoted, more open towards culture, more educated of culture, less feeling threatened by other cultures. That's the thing, is lack of education creates tribalism, and you know, the need
And that's a
to
prime
feel,
example of
to
the
arm
KKK
yourself.
and white
You know,
supremacists.
the
That's a
feeling
prime
of the
example.
need to arm
Do you agree,
yourself against
Strix?
a foreign
Do
group
you
or an
agree,
invader.
Strix?
Yeah,
Do you agree? Thank you for
yeah,
acknowledging my statement.
it's like animal
Fuck's
instinct,
sakes.
man.
God, I need fucking concealment expert. But
You know, and that goes back to us being animals. The smarter and more educated you, well, not smarter because people are, you know, intelligence is pretty much set, but the more knowledge you have and the more educated you become, the more you're willing to see that we're animals and to not act like an animal, to act like an animal with a large brain and not a little one.
The more you're
Like
understanding.
Yeah, you're not like a territorial gorilla. Like,
Indeed,
That-
you're able to pause yourself when someone makes a statement and acknowledge it. Jesus Christ. King too. King, you're also a little bit bad for that.
I try to.
But we haven't finished making.
The
our
only
points.
reason I interject is because I won't get a chance if I don't.
True. I try to balance, but
Yeah.
sometimes you just get carried away and
You
you're
gotta
just.
force yourself in there, yeah. That's like when I used to watch some news shows when they'd have like someone on. If they didn't if you don't watch it regularly and you see them interjecting, you'll be like, oh wow, that's really rude. They're their guest. Meanwhile, you'll watch like a full week's worth and it'll be like the same discussion, and they won't ever let them in. They have to interject.
Yeah, like have you ever watched Dr. Drew?
No.
No, on TLN. It's not a bad show. I don't know if it's going on at the moment, but
It's for everyone. It doesn't matter like what news or affiliations. It's how it always is with some people's personalities, I guess.
I've always wondered if if no one was influenced by other things, would we all have the same point of view, or would it still be different?
No, it'd be localized
We're
to where you
made
believe.
differently. We have different brains.
Your perception of reality would be based off of the things that have been around you.
Well,
and where you're
I
from.
said like no influence, like if there was like no
Yeah,
influence.
it's the same for everyone, right?
Because if there's no influence,
that's like a hive mind.
Well, I mean, our brains are structured a bit differently, I guess. So,
Everybody.
and we don't understand our brains, so I don't see why it's not possible.
Well, the Tibetan people share DNA with an extinct hominid that no other human possesses. That the humans, or we know very little about this extinct hominid, but we've been. That's all I know. Because, however, they test for Neanderthal DNA, they did the same for them. Oh fuck, that's an animal.
I heard that. Well, there's people in Papua New Guinea that have a different genetic code marker from a different hominid group of people. Did you know that, Adidas?
Now Adidas is just being rude.
I know.
This
What a
kid.
dick.
Please
Jesus,
hold.
I know. Well, dude, it's like I love the argument Native Americans try to make about they didn't originate it from Asia.
Yeah, they moved here.
Exactly.
They
they're
didn't
fucking
fucking-
they're fucking Orientals that have evolved a little bit
triggers the
differently.
fuck out of me every time I see it.
Oh,
That's,
I know.
that's
Me
the
too.
one thing that triggers the absolute fuck out of me.
Yeah, me too. Me
It's like,
too,
go
dude.
fucking educate yourself. They aren't native.
Yeah, I know.
And it was
What,
a time
Native
of conquest,
Americans?
so like it doesn't matter.
Yeah, Native American.
They came from fucking
They came
Asia.
from Asia.
Yeah, but they were here for thousands of years.
It doesn't matter. It was an
still
Asian
doesn't
conquest.
make them natives because
What are you talking? Then nobody's native.
Exactly.
pretty much no.
The Africans are natives.
Yeah, the
I
Africans would
believe
be the
there's some
natives.
I believe there's some kind of determining factor to a certain amount of time you're.
I believe also back then everyone was killing themselves and conquering land, so it would be impossible to trace back who fucking rightfully owns what by originating there.
Bro, I'm
You're
just
right.
saying,
You
like,
just need to
You're
accept
right.
reality at some
no,
point.
like,
Because
there
just
was
look.
there's ways to go about things, and like most of the British conquests, like they made deals and they didn't cause genocide or
understand,
relegate
well,
people.
they
They allowed
brought
people to govern
smallpox.
themselves. I mean, the British went about
They brought
things.
a lot of diseases.
Oh, they did, but that wasn't because they didn't have the science to understand that they were doing those things. But for the most part, when the British went and took over a place, they were pretty
Chill.
good about respecting the culture or religion. They didn't, you know.
The
But
thing.
Like India,
Americans, we
they
went-
oppressed India pretty decently. There's kind of no getting
Yeah,
around
Native
that.
bro,
Americans fucking
India
killed each other
governed
too.
themselves the whole time.
Really?
You know, India never
I
got
thought,
like
I thought,
ran
I thought,
through.
I thought they British did commit a few atrocities though.
They did. They
Oh, in
went.
India?
They were.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sure
in
they did.
India.
I'm sure they did.
Fucking
I'm
India,
sure they
hell
did.
yeah.
But what I'm saying is, the Indians are still Indians. It's
Correct.
not labeled Great Britannia too, and it doesn't have a bunch of little white children that are like, "Hi, my name's Timmy, and I was born in India, Britannia." You know, that's basically what happened in America. Is a bunch of white people came and were like, "Fuck you, motherfuckers! We're gonna kill the majority of you, and what little are left, we're gonna put you on the shittiest, most irrelevant part of our fucking lands left." And then
Florida.
that's what we
I got
say.
some quick. I got
It was
some
a little
quick
more
news to
fucked
share.
up.
I got some quick news to share. Warships related wise, on the public test server, they have fixed the smoke bug with the RN
Oh my
cruisers.
god. That's been
Yeah.
announced for a while, hasn't it?
I just found out about it.
But yeah, the thing with the Native American tribes and all that, like how you're doing
They
the
fucking
conquests and all
killed
that.
each other though.
Yeah, like they were killing each other
yeah.
to gain more land from others.
I know.
The
Everyone was
Mig-
doing
the
the same
Mi'kmaq
thing. You
versus
can't
the
make a
Apache.
war
So,
argument.
so pretty much,
Good
we
war,
did
everything.
exactly what they were already
I don't know.
doing.
We were just better at it.
We were more
So you can't
advanced.
make an argument someone deserves the land based on the fact that they were there first or that.
Because they were doing
We
the
conquered
exact.
them,
difference.
so-
There's a difference.
What's the difference?
The difference is that
I love
we
this.
were an advanced Western civilization and they had no fucking chance. Therefore, you know, like we had a lack of respect because of the mentality of
The natives.
selfish
All right,
disrespect. You can bully anybody. It's not right to do it if you have the power to do it. It doesn't make it right because you can, and that's what makes an action wrong. You know, like all throughout time, just because in history people have committed horrible atrocities and conquered and taken over, it doesn't mean it's right. You know, that's why throughout time you've seen less and less border shifting, is because people don't want wars. We don't want conquests. You know, if things persisted like they have been, America would fucking own every country right now, because we would have decimated them all right after World War II and just said, "Listen, motherfuckers, you're all America now."
All right,
You know, but we didn't do that. We respected cultures. We tried to put the world together as best we could at the time, and we did it as admirable. While we still came out on top, though, is we made sure like we had the majority of industry and trade and oil deals and all that shit.
Flag up or ready
so
up 6.
the Native Americans did that to each other, though. They would have done the same to us.
Bro.
Everyone was doing it at that
I'll
time.
be right back.
What are you
It
talking
just-
about? They
start-
had wars, but they also had peace. They had treaties, and they had nations. There were actual
happened in
nations
Europe,
that they had
too.
worked out.
But they
Okay.
also fight each other. It's all.
Yeah, they do, but they weren't extincting each other, and to some degree they had skirmishes and fights, but they weren't extincting one another.
Yeah,
sure
yeah, they were.
fine.
Yeah, they were.
I'm sure there
The
were tribes that were killed off by
what
other
is
tribes
it?
easily.
The Iroquois would genocide. They genocide everyone in Michigan down to like somewhere along the Mississippi. They were
The reason it
just
doesn't happen anymore is because they're
genociding.
leading to global annihilation.
They were just killing tribes all the way through. Because pretty much, if
I
if
don't
you
think
weren't
you're-
I don't
Iroquois,
think you could blame
you would just
someone for annihilating someone else back then because they were more powerful. Because otherwise they wouldn't exist. It's just how the world was back then.
Yeah, and that's why, like,
I don't think it's
now
wrong then.
is-
You can't
is
say someone's wrong for doing
arguably
it.
better.
Everyone was doing it.
everyone was already doing
Just
in
it.
the
because someone
manner
was
they did
better
it.
at
It's
it.
it's
Someone was
but
going to have
it's
to be
all
better at it.
disgusting. It's all disgusting.
All right, let's do this.
I mean, it's good history to know, and it's interesting. I like war shit, but I'm not gonna sit here and
I'm
try to
not gonna say
defend
it's
the
right
fact
either,
that
but
doing horribly wrong things to other people and having a complete lack of respect of culture and belief and just
I'm not gonna.
overall human respect for one another is okay.
I'm not gonna say it's okay, but it's just it's what was going to happen. Someone was going to come out on top because that's just what was
Yeah, and
going
it
on.
did,
So
and
you
that's what
can't
happens in every
blame.
war.
You can't take who came out on top and say, "Oh, you don't deserve it. You shouldn't have it. We should give it back to whoever they
Oh,
conquered."
no, that'll never happen.
Why it shouldn't happen either because it's just it happened to be who came out, who was the
yeah.
most powerful.
Well, yeah. What are you
Everyone
saying? Like,
held the same
I'm not
beliefs.
defending the fact that the Indians are gonna like get the majority of their land back, because that's already done and gone. But what I'm
Yeah,
saying
sure,
is
it was wrong, but
the way
everyone
we
was
went
doing
about it was pretty fucked up, and I'm not
The
gonna
world
say
was
it wasn't
fucked up.
Exactly. World
I
was
just
you know?
I get triggered when people say fucking Native Americans are native to fucking America because they're
Dude, there's still shit like that going on in Africa every fucking day, dude.
Yep.
You know,
You
Uganda,
know, like,
Congo.
At least Africans are native to Africa.
Agreed.
like there's horrible shit
User
going on
disconnected from your
still.
channel.
So it's like
Didn't some new country like start a fucking genocide? I forgot who it
I
was.
don't
It was
know,
a
dude.
pretty
Uganda,
There's-
isn't
there's
it
civil
Uganda?
wars. There's
I
civil
don't know,
wars
was it
going on in
Uganda?
Africa.
I'm pretty sure it
There's,
was
like,
Uganda because it was two.
Yeah.
It's
at
between
any time
like
in
two
Africa,
people,
like
and they
6 of
just.
the countries are in some kind of political civil war.
Yeah, and look at Africa. It has nothing to do with beliefs in God. It's just constant fucking.
No,
killing.
But yeah,
that has to do. Well, it does to some degree. A lot of the political parties
not
are
really.
there's-
The one that he was bringing up, I didn't see who was saying it.
Kings start moving.
but
The one with
majority of it is
Yeah.
because they're just so fucking poor, dude. Like,
the one with Africa, it had like
Well,
it had
what-
no political thing. It was between
Yeah, the
two
Tutsis
groups.
and the Hutus and the Tutsis.
Yeah,
and
those
whatever.
things. One of them had a little bit of white in them, and that was the only reason.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with God whatsoever.
They just did not. Yeah,
Yeah.
the genocide.
say
It
all
was just
wars
complete
are related.
genocide.
No, I'm just saying, like, it could be other things that cause these divisions. It just happened to be religion.
No, religion has caused the majority, like a lot of the
It's
largest
not, I know, I
wars.
understand, but it just happened to be that way.
But
in
I
our
never
world.
said. I thought, well, yeah. Now that we're talking about it, that's one more thing that's fucked up that comes out of religion.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it could have been. Religion's not the necessary cause.
Not
but
only
it could have
is
been.
it
Could have
like,
been
does it
anything
lead to the
as
denial
small as
of
different
science
skin
and
colors.
caring for life and other things that are actually important, but it leads to a lot of wars.
I don't know, but it could have just been different skin colors, different voices. It could have been anything to divide
Yeah,
us.
but it's still wrong.
Different
and that goes
physical
back to me
appearance.
saying the fact that people lack the education of that they feel so threatened that they have to seriously
Yeah,
devote a
education's
large portion of one community's wealth.
All of his
towards...
fighters are dead, King.
Education's important, and also, but the fact is that educated people also can believe in God and not be violent towards each other.
Oh, that's true.
Agreed.
There's those types of
So,
people.
yeah, it
but
can
on
show
some level,
that-
they're still lying to themselves.
That kind of shows that
On
that
some level,
a
they're
belief
still
in God
lying to
doesn't cause this
themselves.
stuff.
Still capturing.
And I mean, that's what I'm saying. It still doesn't change the fact that they're lying to themselves on some
Lying
level.
about what?
They're lying
AFK,
about
AFK Nagato, AFK
believing in
They don't know the
God. That's
truth. How can they
obviously-
lie to
Atlanta,
themselves?
Because-
Atlanta.
Because what I'm saying is the idea, just the very perception of a man-made God or something, anything that created everything is a man-made idea.
Fuck, he
Do
turned
you
the other way.
understand?
And if
Like,
God
that
created
concept
man,
is man-made.
If God created man, he could have created that idea in us.
No, because the
Why not?
idea was
Or
created
maybe
by
the
man.
devil is the one causing this doubt in us. Right?
The devil
yeah,
is this-
I'm just
You should
fucking
read
around.
Descartes.
I'm fucking around.
Descartes all about this. It makes a lot of sense.
No, it doesn't.
You can say it's a man-made idea, but if God made
It's a
that
man-made
in
idea.
us, why couldn't
If
God?
if it's a man,
Because why would a God care so much that created everything, care enough to create this idea in our brains? Like that in itself, that's
Because
just
Days
saying
does-
anything to find a retort to an argument. That's all you're doing. What you're doing is creating
I'm-
irrational
reason,
arguments. It's
Exactly.
irrational. It's
It's
stupid.
rational.
pretty much this
So
is
it's a
this.
rational
Hey, this is how you could see it.
Do you have any targets,
Hey,
Strix? No.
If man made
Huh?
God and
Yeah, you
God
don't
made
have any
man,
targets? Is
that
on
means
the
man
page
made
for you?
man.
No,
No. Okay.
no.
All right.
The idea, the concept of anything creating the universe was first conceived by man. There was nothing
But
before
if
it that
God
created
DD,
us.
DD,
man.
Udalay.
What created us is biology. You know,
Why
It's
couldn't it have been God? And why
cell,
couldn't
like,
he have created that idea?
We're
in
a
us?
giant bag of cells that was created by biology on this planet, on this living system. Nothing else.
We just realized the idea. It doesn't mean we created it. It could have been God that created the idea.
What? Like, yeah, we're the ones who
Became
completely
aware of the idea.
fabricated it. It's not being aware; it's fabricated. What made us?
How do you
aware
know
of it?
we made the idea?
If science didn't make us aware of it,
Benson.
then nothing did.
Benson.
It was fabricated. It's a story. You understand?
I understand that there's also the
yeah.
possibility that
No, there's no possibility. What?
I
Did
don't see why
divine
not.
intervention happen? Like, did some kind of D&D magical shit happen where
I
somebody
don't
rolled a
see
20-sided
why there
die?
can't
Like,
be an all-powerful being.
because
Agreed.
that-
like the consciousness, like the
that
consciousness
very
that I'm talking
idea, that very idea is conceived by man.
Why
We don't
can't
know
Correct,
what it
but
is.
why
can't
couldn't
it
it
have
be
been conceived
plausible?
by a god and we're just
I'm sure it could,
realizing it?
or it could be a fucking six-titted cyclops named.
So then it is possible
Helios.
God
I mean,
exists.
it could be anything. It could be anything. But why presume? You're just storytelling. You're just making shit up. It has, there's no
I don't
foundry,
know
no
if I'm
basis,
making it. I'm
no
saying
nothing.
it's possible either way. I could be
Yeah,
making it up.
so
It could
you're
have been
saying
caused by
a
an
lot of things could be possible.
Exactly.
Like that. You're not saying anything that
Calm down,
bears
boys.
any.
Boys.
There's, it's like a.
The
it's
whole
like
point is
a
to
wasted
keep
statement.
your mind open to the possible.
Exactly. You gotta be
Yeah,
open. You gotta
I'm
be more open.
open-minded towards abstract
Uh.
things. Of course I am. But I'm also, understanding of where things are coming from too.
Slow down, Strix. So you're driving out of smoke. You're driving out
I
of
know.
smoke.
I have my own.
Oh, you got your own yet? By now you do yet.
Just getting forward, so I have longer time to engage.
Gotcha.
With
Oh,
Carrier.
Lexington.
Yeah.